Description of the three multivibrators. Bistable multivibrator has two stable states, monostable has one stable state, and astable has no stable states. For right now, just forget stable or unstable. Just know that there are two states. One can be high, then the other can be low, or we can denote it by plus VDD and ground. So these two would be the states, and for bistable both would be the stable state. For monostable only one of these would be stable state, and for astable multivibrator none of these would be the stable states. Now quickly let's get started with the brief description. Bistable multivibrator. The output stays initially, let us suppose the output stays in, let this be high stable state. So when we apply a trigger signal, then the output comes to the other state which is also stable. So it continues to stay in that state until and unless another trigger signal is applied, which forces the output to again go back to the previous, that is the first stable states. So just to give you a feel of bistable multivibrator, I have drawn two of the signals. That is, a trigger signal is being applied over the wide range of time, and then output signal, how it varies with time in accordance with the trigger signal. So let us suppose that it was initially saturation VSAT. Initially the output was at VSAT, then a trigger signal was applied, then it changes the state and it comes to the second state which is also stable. Let this be minus V saturation. Then it continues to stay in this stable state until another trigger signal is being applied, and it again changes the state back to the first one. Again trigger signal is applied, again it changes back to the second stable state, and this goes on. Bistable multivibrators are used to design flip-flops. Now we move on to the second multivibrator, that is monostable. So let this high state be the stable state and the low one be the unstable state, because it has only one stable state. So initially the output is at high state. When a trigger signal is applied, then the state changes to the lower one. But since this is the unstable state, so after some time the output returns back to the stable state, that is the previous one, and the time required to come back into the stable state depends on the values of the resistors and capacitor used in the circuit. So in order to modify the time, we can modify the values of the resistance and capacitances used. It signals the start and stop of the events, hence it can be used in timers. Let us study this monostable multivibrator in the same way we studied the bistable multivibrator. So here it is. The trigger signal is applied over time duration T, and then let V out be plus VSAT initially. So this is the stable state. When a trigger signal is applied, the output changes to the second state which is an unstable one. Let this be minus VSAT. It goes on for some time, and then again it goes back to the stable state, that is plus VSAT here, until another signal is applied. So you must be wondering why that curve like figure hasn't come here. So that is the VC curve, which I'll be explaining you when I'll be giving a detailed explanation of monostable multivibrator. So that also comes, and time constant and other concepts also are introduced here, which I'll be discussing in that detailed video. Now we come to our third and final multivibrator, that is astable. As it is evident from the word astable, there are no stable states out of the two states, that is high and low. So the output doesn't remain stable in any of the two states. Here no trigger signal needs to be applied. Let the first state be VSAT. For some time the output will be at VSAT, then for some time duration it will be at minus VSAT, then again it will go back again, and this continues. So the time duration T for which this stays in the state VSAT and minus VSAT, that is decided by the resistor and capacitances values again used in the circuit diagram. So this was just a brief description of the three multivibrators, and I shall be discussing them in detail in the further three videos separately, each for bistable, monostable and astable multivibrator. Now we all know what a bistable multivibrator is. It has two stable states. Initially it is in a stable state. Let us suppose it to be plus V saturation, plus V sat. When a trigger signal is applied, it moves on to the second stable state, and when after some time we apply the second trigger signal, it again returns back to the first stable state. So in this way it continues functioning. See, this is a circuit of bistable multivibrator. Resistance is R1, R2 and input signal Vi. This is output signal V0. We will be studying two types of it. This is inverting bistable multivibrator because the input signal is applied at the inverting terminal. Next, we will be studying the non-inverting bistable multivibrator where the input signal will be placed here. Okay, so moving on with this inverting bistable multivibrator. Now we shall start by supposing that the V output is initially at plus VSAT. Let us mark it on this transfer characteristics graph. V0 is at plus VSAT, and later on we will be using this minus VSAT. It is not accurate, it is not to scale, just for the demonstrative purpose. Okay, so it is plus VSAT initially. Now we see that this voltage we shall mark it as V plus, and this V plus would be given by V plus is equal to V0 into R1 upon R1 plus R2. V0 into R1 upon R1 plus R2. This is by the voltage division rule. Now since we have supposed that initially V output is at plus VSAT, so this would be given by plus VSAT into R1 by R1 plus R2. We have just placed VSAT in place of V output. So let us suppose this term as beta. So it will be plus beta VSAT. Now V plus is at plus beta VSAT. Now till the time Vi or V input is less than V plus, the output will stay as plus VSAT. Now what I mean by that is, as long as V input is less than V plus, or we can say V input is less than plus VSAT, that is plus beta VSAT. So as long as Vi is less than plus beta VSAT, V output stays at plus VSAT, that is upper saturation voltage, and we keep on increasing V input. We keep on increasing. As soon as this V input crosses this point, that is plus beta VSAT, the output will become minus VSAT. We kept on increasing V input, and at the point plus beta VSAT, it changes from plus VSAT to minus VSAT. The output becomes minus VSAT. We can show this progression as in this manner. Now the V output has become minus Vsat. Okay, so V plus would be given by V out R1 by R1 plus R2, that is beta, and in case of plus Vsat, now it will become minus Vsat, minus beta Vsat. Okay, so now what happens? Now we keep on decreasing this V input value, and when it goes lower than this value V plus, that is minus beta Vsat, then again the V plus terminal will be at a higher potential or higher value than this V, that is inverting terminal, or V minus. So it will go like this. We keep on decreasing the V input value, and at a point where it is minus beta Vsat. So when this V input goes even lower than this minus beta Vsat, then again the output will become from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. And this progression can be shown somewhat like this. When it crosses, then again it becomes plus Vsat. Even lower than this value of Vi from this point, it will remain as it is, plus Vsat. So this is how an inverting bistable multivibrator functions, and this is the transfer characteristics that we obtain here. I hope it is clear to you. Now we shall move on to the non-inverting bistable multivibrator. The difference in the circuit diagram is that V input, instead of being attached to this inverting terminal, it is attached to this non-inverting terminal. Resistances R1, R2 are the same, and this is V output. Here we will plot the transfer characteristics. I'll be progressing slowly, so be with me and understand what are the changes that have come as compared to the inverting bistable multivibrator. So this is at 0 volt and this is V plus. V plus would be given here by superposition principle, because we have to take the effect of this V input and V output at this node. So V plus would be given by input into R2 upon R1 plus R2 plus, now assume that V output is present and this is grounded, I mean shorted. So this is V output into R1 upon R1 plus R2. Now again we shall be starting by supposing some initial value. So let us suppose that V output initially stays at plus Vsat, that is upper saturation voltage. Here we shall mark it as plus Vsat, and for later reference this is minus Vsat. So when we keep on decreasing this Vi input voltage, at one point V plus goes beyond this V minus, then plus Vsat becomes minus Vsat. So what is this value? Let us put this V plus equal to 0 in order to obtain that value. And by solving, you will get that Vi is equal to minus V naught R1 by R2. Since we have assumed this initial value plus Vsat, we can also write it as, in place of V out, you have to write plus Vsat. It will become minus Vsat into R1 by R2. So this is the value where the output transitions from plus Vsat to minus Vsat. That is, we were constantly decreasing V input value, and here at some point, which is given by this minus Vsat into R1 by R2. So we progressed by decreasing V input, and in this way, now the output is minus Vsat. Therefore, this V plus will be given by V plus is equal to VI R2 by R1 plus R2 minus Vsat R1 by R1 plus R2. Hope you got this point. Now we will go on increasing this V input, and we are constantly increasing it. There comes a point somewhere here where this output will transition from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So what is that value? Again we have to put V plus is equal to 0, and we will get a value something like V input is equal to plus Vsat R1 by R2. You have to proceed in the same fashion as we have done it here. So you solve it by yourself and it will be very easy. You will get this value. So it is somewhere here, plus Vsat R1 by R2. So what is the flow here? We have increased Vi, and then at a point plus Vsat R1 by R2, the output will transition from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So this is how we move. This is all about bistable multivibrator, which is of two types: inverting, when the input is attached to that inverting terminal, and this is where the second type, non-inverting bistable multivibrator. So input signal is applied at the non-inverting terminal. Now wait. I think one issue needs to be addressed at this point. You can see that there's some sort of similarity between these two transfer characteristics, and it is very natural to get confused during the exams. So I'll just tell you a short and easy method so that you know which transfer characteristic is of inverting or non-inverting bistable multivibrator. So here we go. See, the word is for inverting bistable multivibrator. Just focus on this, inverting. So this is V out and this is V in when it is at plus Vsat, and we are increasing this input signal, but the output decreases, minus Vsat. So you see, V input increases, V out decreases, and when we decrease V input, V output increases. So it is like V input decreases and V output increases. So that's why the word inverting. So you can easily remember this way. And for non-inverting, it must be obvious to you by now that this is V input, this is V output, and this is V input. When we were like this was plus Vsat, and when we were decreasing this V input, so V output was also decreasing. When we decreased V input, V output was also decreasing. And when we increased V input, V output also increased. So you see, it is non-inverting. That is, you can say V input, when it decreases, V output will decrease. When it will increase, V output will also increase. So you can just remember from the two basic words, inverting bistable multivibrator, this is how it functions, and for non-inverting multivibrator, bistable one, this is how it functions. So this will help you not getting confused between the transfer characteristics of the two bistable multivibrators. Now I hope that bistable multivibrator concept is clear to everyone. Shall be moving on to the monostable multivibrator in detail. Now we have already discussed that in monostable multivibrator, amongst the two states, one is the stable one and other is the astable one. So here's the circuit we are going to consider for monostable multivibrator. This is capacitance C2 and here it is C1 capacitor. Then this is R1 resistor, R2, and it is R3. Then there are two diodes, D1 and D2. Also there is one resistance, R4. So we are going to introduce the input signal here at this point. Now let us start by supposing that at this V output, the initial voltage is plus V saturation or plus V sat, and that is the stable state we are considering, and hence minus V sat we will be taking as the unstable state. So let us start by introducing a pulse here, which is like this. So it was some at high state, and then later on it moves to the lower state. So how do we proceed? So when this input signal we are introducing at this node or at this end, then at this point, see for this circuit diagram we are considering that R4 resistor is of very high value. I will tell that later on why we are considering this. So at this node we will be observing a sharp pulse like this. A sharp negative pulse will appear here momentarily, which will turn on this diode. Since it is from this side, it is considered like whenever there will be negative voltage applied at this end, then only this diode D2 will turn on. So this pulse makes diode D2 on or forward biased momentarily, and hence D2 passes this negative spike to point this. Let us suppose it is point C, and for supposition we are naming this point B. Now we have to see that what is the effect of output voltage here. So by voltage division rule, Vc will be given as V out into R1 upon R1 plus R2 at here, and let us consider it to be beta V0 or beta V out. Now for the initial part, since we have considered it to be at plus V sat, so this will be beta into plus V sat. So this is our starting point, and now we have to observe what change do we see. So earlier at a point I was saying that R4 should be very high in comparison to all the resistors. So what was the reason? It is that we want this negative spike to travel all the way to point C. That is why it is kept very high, so that it almost appears as open circuit. Now when the negative spike appears here at point C, so this terminal just for the moment is at a lower potential than this point B or the inverting terminal. So we can say that V1 minus V2 is negative, or V inverting terminal is at a higher potential than non-inverting terminal just for a very short moment. Now you all know that since the inverting terminal is at a higher potential than non-inverting terminal, so V out will transition from minus Vsat to plus Vsat to minus Vsat, plus Vsat to minus Vsat. So what will be Vc? Just we have to replace this plus Vsat in the Vc equation will be replaced by minus Vsat. So Vc will be obtained as minus beta Vsat. Now we shall move on to the diagrammatic and mathematical treatment of monostable multivibrator. So this is Vc, and it is from plus Vsat we are moving on to minus Vsat. And V output will be obtained as, it is also plus Vsat as soon as this comes down, that is the Vc spike here. So when it has come down, okay, one correction is there, it is plus beta Vsat due to beta into plus Vsat, and here the output transitions to minus Vsat, so it will be minus beta Vsat. Make this correction please. So as soon as जैसे ही ये जो VC पॉइंट है यहाँ पे नेगेटिव पल्स का जो स्पाइक है वो ट्रेवल करता है, तो जो V आउटपुट है दैट कम्स डाउन टू माइनस वी सैट, आउटपुट माइनस वी सैट पे आता है. नाउ व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट ऑन दिस वोल्टेज ऑफ द कैपेसिटर? Let us denote the capacitor across the voltage by V cap. So earlier a diode D1 was attached in parallel with this capacitor C1. So initially it will be at a voltage VD1, and when this output जब यहाँ पे नेगेटिव स्पाइक आया and this V out comes from plus V sat to minus V sat, तो ये जो minus V sat voltage है that will try to pull it down from VD1. So we will show it by this curve. So when does it stop? Let us denote it by the time. See, it is kind of discharge, so we are denoting this as TD, time. Now when this decrease has to stop, see, one thing should be very clear, that this will stop whenever this voltage VB comes down VC. VC की वैल्यू माइनस बीटा वी सैट है, और जैसे ही ये जो VC वोल्टेज है, जैसे VB वोल्टेज है, तो जब ये VC से नीचे आ जाएगा, then the non-inverting terminal will be at a higher potential than inverting terminal. So again, that will transition to V plus V sat. So by carrying out the mathematical treatment, let us see that ये टाइम TD जो डिस्चार्ज का टाइम है, what is its value? So let me take a fresh page. VB is equal to, we all know that final value plus initial minus final into e to the power minus t by whatever the time constant is, and here we can see R3C1. So tau will be R3C1. Now this final value is minus V sat, because this is the value to which at most it can decrease. Now the initial value is VD1, the voltage across the diode which appears, and minus V sat, that will be plus V sat, e to the power minus t by R3C1. Now this is again just simplifying the equation, minus V sat plus VD1 plus V sat e to the power minus t by R3C1. Just this I have changed. Now we are trying to calculate the time TD to which the discharge stops. Let us suppose that T is equal to TD. Now we know that right now this point C is at minus beta V sat. So we have to just consider minus beta V sat, that जब भी ये जो B पॉइंट है इसके पोटेंशियल की वैल्यू माइनस बीटा वी सैट से जैसे ही नीचे जाएगी, तो नॉन इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल की वैल्यू उससे ऊपर हो जाएगी. सो पुटिंग द वैल्यू VB इज इक्वल टू माइनस बीटा वी सैट. नाउ दिस इक्वेशन विल बी माइनस बीटा वी सैट, दिस वन माइनस बीटा वी सैट is equal to minus V sat plus VD1 this will be plus e to the power minus TD by R3C1. So bringing this on the left side, plus V sat 1 minus beta, this is VD1 plus. So I have just quickly written it down, and after solving this you will get a term TD, discharge time, is equal to plus R3C1 ln natural log, and this will be VD1 plus Vsat, this term, and this Vsat minus beta Vsat. So you will get this term. Suppose you take the diode drop to be 0, that is VD1. So this term will vanish, plus Vsat cancels, and it will be 1 upon 1 minus beta. So this is the discharge time till which this capacitor here, it will go towards the lowest value, and it will be minus beta Vsat, because after that automatically the non-inverting terminal go at a higher potential than this inverting terminal, or point VC will be at a higher potential than point VB. So after this the output will be plus Vsat, and hence it will again start to rise, and it will go towards its constant value of again plus VD1, and this also plus Vsat. So that is the analysis of monostable multivibrator in detail. Okay, so moving on with this topic, let us draw the circuit diagram first. We have already seen that the two states, that is the high and the low, both are unstable in the case of astable multivibrator. So let us start by supposing initially the output is at plus Vsat. Then the voltage at this non-inverting terminal would be given by V plus is equal to plus Vsat, and applying the voltage divider rule, R1 upon R1 plus R2, V out into R1 upon R1 plus R2. So, and since this V out we have supposed that it is initially at plus Vsat, so I have put this value here. We can take this as beta. This will be plus beta Vsat. If you have seen the previous two videos, this would be quite easy for you. Now discussing about the charging of this capacitor C, and then later on the discharging. So charging phase, the mathematical analysis can be given as, let us denote that voltage by VCT is equal to final plus initial minus final e to the power minus t by time constant. So plus Vsat plus initial minus beta Vsat minus Vsat e to the power minus t by time constant RC. Okay, so side by side, just see this, this is the time axis, and here we are denoting the voltages. Let this be plus Vsat value, let this be minus Vsat value, and this beta you can observe it after multiplying with V, it would be lesser than this. So plus beta Vsat somewhere here and minus beta Vsat somewhere here. This is not to scale. So first our capacitor is charging. Initially it is starting from somewhere here. Now where does this charging of this capacitor begin? So for that we have to put t is equal to 0, and t equal to 0 makes this value 1, and then this Vsat cancels out with this minus Vsat, and we are left with minus beta Vsat. So that's why I have made here minus beta Vsat. It starts to charge from here, and if we leave the capacitor till infinite time, it will want to charge till this plus Vsat value, but it won't be able to reach here, because when let it be point C, and let this be point B. So when this value will cross the potential of this level, I mean when this inverting terminal potential will be greater than this non-inverting terminal potential, the output will shift from plus Vsat to minus Vsat. Again, ये माइनस बीटा Vsat से प्लस Vsat तक कैपेसिटर चार्ज होगा इफ वी लीव द कैपेसिटर ऑन टिल इनफाइनाइट टाइम. पर ये जैसे ही बी पॉइंट पे जो पोटेंशियल होगा, यानी कि कैपेसिटर का जो वोल्टेज होगा, तो ये जो पोटेंशियल है जैसे ही ये प्लस वाले पोटेंशियल को ओवरकम करेगा, उससे ज्यादा हो जाएगा, तो फिर ये V आउट प्लस Vsat से माइनस Vsat हो जाएगा, बिकॉज द इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल पोटेंशियल इज ग्रेटर देन नॉन इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल पोटेंशियल. So let us calculate what this charging time denoted by Tc comes out to be. Just simplifying this equation, this minus sign we put out, and it will be also taking out Vsat common. So this will be 1 plus beta e to the power minus t by Rc. Now see, initially we suppose that the output is at plus Vsat, so this point has the potential plus beta Vsat. अब जैसे ही इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल का पोटेंशियल प्लस बीटा Vsat को क्रॉस करेगा, तो इन्वर्टिंग टर्मिनल का पोटेंशियल ज्यादा हो गया और इस वजह से माइनस Vsat पे V आउटपुट पहुंच जाएगा. सो वी हैव टू टेक आउट द टाइम एट विच दिस कैपेसिटर वैल्यू reaches plus beta Vsat. I think you might have got the point. We have to find the time that is, let us suppose at t is equal to Tc, the Vc reaches out to be plus beta Vsat. So it is plus beta Vsat is equal to plus Vsat minus Vsat 1 plus beta e to the power minus t by Rc. So Vsat just cancels out. Plus beta is equal to this plus 1 minus 1 plus beta e to the power minus t by Rc. So we bring this term on the left side, so this minus becomes plus, and it is 1 plus beta e to the power minus t by Rc is equal to 1 minus beta. So we take the natural log ln e to the power minus t by Rc. This minus t by Rc comes in front, and we can also write this 1 minus beta, bringing this term in the denominator 1 plus beta. So this ln would also appear here. Now we have ln e to the power minus t by Rc is equal to ln 1 minus beta upon 1 plus beta, and this ln and e can be solved like this. Since this is charging time, we have taken this Tc by Rc, so this will come, let us make this plus, and this minus sign comes here, minus Rc ln 1 minus beta upon 1 plus beta. We can also write this as Rc ln, just shuffle this, and yeah, now it is visible, 1 plus beta upon 1 minus beta. So this is the value of Tc charging time we got here. So in the diagram we have represented here, this Tc comes out to be Rc ln 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta. So it will charge up to this value, but when it reaches this plus beta Vsat value, so this point B goes at a higher potential, just crosses this potential plus beta Vsat. And now since inverting terminal is at a higher potential, so V output will transition from plus Vsat to minus Vsat. And now the capacitor starts to discharge. It will keep on discharging. Now what is the time of its discharge? So again we shall do a mathematical analysis. Now we are going to analyze for this discharging phase. So the final value from the diagram here, we can obtain that if the capacitor is on for infinite amount of time, then this capacitor would discharge till minus Vsat value. But this won't happen, because right now V output is at minus Vsat. So by voltage divider rule, the Vc value will come out to be minus beta Vsat from this. So it will be minus Vsat, hence minus beta Vsat. So when the value of voltage across this capacitor or Vb comes below minus beta Vsat, automatically Vc will be at a higher potential than this Vb. So again the voltage transitions from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So moving on with the analysis of the discharging phase. Again the capacitor voltage Vct will be given by final plus initial minus final e to the power minus t by time constant. Here it will be minus Vsat, that is the final value, plus beta Vsat, that is the initial value from where the voltage of the capacitor will start to discharge, plus beta Vsat minus Vsat e to the power minus t by time constant, that is again Rc. So let us suppose that the time taken by the capacitor to discharge is Td. So what we will say, at T is equal to Td, this Vct becomes minus beta Vsat is equal to minus Vsat. Again we are taking this out common, plus Vsat we are taking common, then what will be left? Plus beta, and this is plus 1 e to the power minus Tg by Rc. This Vsat just cancels out on both the sides, so it will be minus beta, and then this is minus 1 plus 1 plus beta e to the power minus Td by Rc. Then just bring it this side, 1 minus beta is equal to 1 plus beta e to the power minus Td by Rc, and then taking natural log on both the sides, we get bring this on the left side, 1 minus beta, 1 plus beta, natural log. Here when we take out natural log e to the power minus Td by Rc. So you know how to solve this. We can say Td is equal to minus Rc, then ln 1 minus beta, 1 plus beta. Taking care of this negative sign, we can just shuffle this 1 plus beta, numerator and denominator exchanged, and it has taken care of this minus sign. So time of discharge has come out to be Rc ln 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta. Now what happens after this time Td? This voltage at B point ये माइनस बीटा वी सैट को क्रॉस करता है और लोअर नेगेटिव वैल्यू की तरफ. सो दिस पॉइंट C voltage automatically becomes higher than this, and hence again from minus Vsat ये फिर से प्लस Vsat हो जाएगा आउटपुट की वैल्यू. सो व्हाट इज द टोटल टाइम टेकिंग इन दिस? Tc plus Td, time of charge plus time of discharge. Since this is Rc ln some factor, The same factor is here, RC Ln. So we can say 2 times RC natural log 1 plus beta upon 1 minus beta. So this completes the mathematical analysis for astable multivibrator. Comrades, if you find my content helpful, please like this video and share it with your friends and batchmates. And please consider subscribing my channel Last Venture Comrade. For more updates, you can join me on the social media platforms. The handles are given in the video description.